Hello, my name is Anthony Hines. For the past many years, I've been trying to provide people tips in order to advance their career via career development, as well as help them if they're in their job search. I have an entire series of podcasts on podbean.com. These podcasts are available as donation subscribers long term, meaning they're free for the first day that they go out, and then they go to the area where donation subscribers could reference them whenever they want. The donation is very, very reasonable, and it allows me to continue doing these podcasts and continue promoting my message, which is actually two messages. The first one is your career is your responsibility. It's no one else's. The second one is let's end unemployment one person at a time. Okay? So today, we're going to talk about career no-nos. Things that you just probably have never thought of that can get in your way in your career. Many people, when they're looking for jobs or they're in transition, attend more leisure events because they have the time, right? Now, a lot of times they're excited about these events and they put pictures on Facebook or on Instagram or send them through Twitter about their event, showing them with beers in their hands and doing crazy things because they're having a great time. Let me just say, people, you really want to think about what's on your Facebook page, and you really want to think about what's on all of your social media, and you really want to think about how appropriate you act on LinkedIn, because all of those things work against you. If there is any complaint on LinkedIn about anyone's behavior and you're barred, so to speak, or banned from LinkedIn, how about that problem? Good luck getting a job being banned from LinkedIn. So make sure you're appropriate on LinkedIn, business only, right? And think about the picture you put on LinkedIn and make sure it's an appropriate professional picture. And also on Facebook or your other social media, whether you're working or you're not working, really think about the pictures or items you put up on those pages, because people look, okay? Now, my name's Anthony Hines. There are many Anthony Hineses on Facebook. And if you look at some of the Anthony Hineses in Boston that are on Facebook, some of them are not very professional. I am sure that before I changed my Facebook name and changed my business cards and changed my resume to say Anthony V. Hines, people went out and they found the first Anthony Hines on Facebook. I am sure when I was in transition that some people did not call me because of the people that were found under my name on Facebook out of Boston. Okay? I know you don't want to believe this. I know you say, oh, that's not going to happen to me. That's true until it does. Okay? So my point to you is, make sure that all your social media is appropriate, as well as make sure that it's individualized with your initial or your middle name or your maiden name and the like, because my point is, if job recruiters or hiring managers happen to go out to your Facebook page and they get the wrong person under your name, guess what? They may not call you. I know that's awful. I know you can't believe it. But let me tell you, it happens. It really happens. Think about it for a second. HR doesn't have a lot of time, right? They probably have a checklist of things to go through, right? So they go through the checklist, they look at your name, and they go, oh, there's one. All right, so that must be the person, maybe, right? They're really busy. Their boss is in their ear. They got a lot to do, and they say, oh, look at this page. This person's out. They don't sit there and go through 10 people with the same name or 5 people with the same name, right? So my point is, it may not happen to you, but it could. So make sure you're appropriate on LinkedIn. Make sure you're appropriate on Facebook at all times. Make sure you're appropriate on Twitter at all times. Look at all the Major League Baseball players or all the players in pro sports. They're having Twitter remarks that they made 4 or 5 years ago coming up and having people talk about them now. Comments they made when they were teenagers that had nothing to do with their baseball acumen or their baseball career, coming up now that they have to discuss because it's in their Twitter history. So before the problem happens to you, make sure that you are appropriate on all of these sites at all times. And the answer is, if you think about it, when in doubt, stay positive. And I mean that. Stay positive. Why? Because you never know when things can work against you. Okay? So that's a couple of things to think about. Other career no-nos. Your job is your priority when you're at work. Okay? No distractions. We're talking no office gossip, no other things, no always having a problem at home where people think that you always have an issue. Hiring managers hire people they do not have to manage. So remember, you want to keep distractions out of the workplace. Keep all of the non-work items out of the workplace. Don't fall in the trap of office gossip, fall in the trap of busybody. Every office has one. Don't fall into that trap. Okay? So my point is, think about that, be reasonable about that, and realize that those things cannot help you. So please think about those things and make sure that you are in front of that and it doesn't happen to you. Now, back to the job premise. Your primary duties are why you work there. Okay? When people try to give you other duties because they say they don't have time, don't say no. Just say, clear it with my boss. Because if your boss is okay with it, then you can do it. But don't take on any new responsibilities until your boss is okay with it. Because your boss is the priority. Do not assume that everything is fine and it's okay to take on these duties. Again, do not assume that it's okay because you're helping the team. Clear this with your boss or have the person requesting to clear it with your boss. Okay? Make sure you do that. Don't be a martyr. Make sure you do those types of things. Now, another rule I have regarding this area is the worse the weather, the earlier you get in. You want to be the person that gets to work first during snowstorms. You want to be the person that during the toughest times, you're sitting in the office during the period where people need you. Okay? You want to be the one that people can depend on. So you're always remembering the worse weather, the earlier you get to work. You want to be the one that picks up the phone when your boss says, I'm on my way, I'll get there. To which you say, don't worry, I got it because I'm already here. How good does that make you look is if you get there early. So the career no-no is, do not be a person who allows the weather to get in your way of getting to work. All right? So think about that as you go on. Now, other things are that a lot of people, as I say, allow themselves to do other things at work. There's always a charity. There's always something. There's always a collection. There's always something going on. Don't be the official person that does those events, okay? You're there to work, people. Let someone else run their charity. Let someone else run their events. Let someone else volunteer all the time. While I'll always say that volunteering is important, you know what? Let other people do it because you're there to work. Make sure your work is the priority. You may help out a little bit, but don't be running the charities. Another thing I've seen people do mistakenly, and really, watch this, I'm telling you people, watch this one. During Super Bowl or March Madness or football season, there's always someone that runs the pool. More and more companies are coming out against that type of workplace gambling. Don't let people moaning about it make you say, oh, okay, I'll do it. You do not want to be associated with those items anymore. It used to be okay. It used to be no big deal. You do not want to be associated with those items. 2 reasons. One is that people will say, oh, the person must have nothing to do all day because that's what they have time to do. And second of all, if there's an issue with the pool, now it's a negative issue that could get to HR and get you in a bad situation, okay? Because remember, in life, people, no good deed goes unpunished, all right? So my point to you is, do not, and I mean do not, run the football pool, run the March Madness pool, run the pools that people do, okay? Do not run the pool, sorry about the fire engine. Do not run the pool that people look for you to do. And again, Super Bowl, March Madness, football, college football, they're all out there. Don't be the person that does it. Because if HR finds out, there could be an issue. And they could have a policy, which you have no idea about, that says do not be involved with this stuff. So you don't want to be fired, or you don't want to be put on warning for doing everybody a favor. Okay? That's the worst reason to be put on warning. All right? So think about that when the time comes. Whether you should participate in those things, that's up to you. I won't tell you not, I won't tell you to. But I will tell you this. Don't be the one that runs it. And if you have any worries at all, don't play it. Because it doesn't help you. Okay? So think of those things. Other career no-nos are understanding that when you're in work, you're talking about work. Okay? All the personal stuff, leave it at home. Really, leave it at home, people. If in fact, there is some little bit of discussion about home life or news events, fine. Keep it light. Keep the other stuff at home. If anybody gets into a political talk on religion or any other type of talk with deep meaning that could be controversy, stay out of it. You don't need a problem. You don't need a complaint. You don't need a problem to HR that somebody said that you said something that they thought was inappropriate regarding politics or religion or something personal. Keep that stuff away from you. Stay away from it. It's easy to get into it because of all the news and because of all the current events. But I'm telling you now, keep it away from it. Keep yourself away from that. All right? Now, another thing is that when you're in the workplace, as I say, try to keep your temper. That's another item. Don't let things get to you where you're upset, or you're swearing, or you're loud, or you're mad. Okay? Don't let it get to you that much. It's only a job, people. Keep your head, because you never know who's going to have a problem with something. Someone you're not even talking to could complain. Okay? So what I'm telling you is keep your head in the office if you're the type that's an extrovert and someone that really can be loud. Think about that during meetings. okay? And don't allow yourself, if you're in a common area where you sit, don't allow yourself to get into loud discussions in the workplace, okay? If you're going to be in a discussion type meeting, get in a small area, a conference room, or the like. Don't let other people be affected. You never know when people could complain. Complaints are taken very serious now, people. Complaints are taken very seriously. Do not put yourself in situations like that. And you never know when people complain. I'm not trying to be paranoid here, people. I'm not telling you that. I'm just giving you the reality of how the workplace is. So if you think you're going to be in a very vocal conversation, get in a conference room. Okay? Another small item that people do is do not disrespect the security area of your company. Okay? If you have badges, you wear them. Okay? Do not put them on your desk. Do not show them proudly. Do not take them off. Leave them on your chair. Do not forget them at home. Wear them, because they're there for a reason, people. Security takes that stuff very seriously, and you never know when they're going to have a sort of survey to check people to make sure they're wearing their badges. I've seen it in the past where security stays at the cafeteria when people are at lunch, and they check to make sure their badges are on when they go to lunch, even though they don't need them. Okay? So my point to you on this is, what can they do with that information? They could go to you, or they can go to your boss. Do you need a problem? Make sure you wear your badges. Make sure you show and respect security. Now, if you're a laptop owner, okay, and you have a company laptop, you should never, ever leave that laptop at work when you're not there. Okay? Because if there's an event where there's some sort of an area where you cannot get back in the building, that laptop is going to sit there. If there's something that happens overnight, that laptop's going to sit there. Okay? If someone breaks into the building, they could take your laptop. My point is, do not leave your laptop. Sorry, gang. Sorry about this. Do not leave your laptop in areas where your laptop could be stolen. Take them and take them home. Okay? Now, that was pretty ironic that the ambulance went by just now, because there are many reasons why a building could be shut off. Could be a fire, could be an issue with water, a water main break, it could be an emergency. And if your laptop is sitting there, you're not going to be able to get it. You're not going to be able to get in. So make sure you take it every night, take it home, keep it in your possession, because you don't need it stolen and you don't need a problem. What I'm telling you, people, is this. Though you want to be visible for the right reasons, such as accolades about your job, doing your job well, good attendance, and the like, you don't want to be visible for the wrong reasons. Because let me tell you, once you get into that vortex of being perceived as a negative element or a negative person or someone that has some sort of an issue attached to them, it's very, very, very hard to get away from that. So what I'm telling you is, do not, and I mean this, do not let yourself get in that situation. Stay away from negative events. Stay away from things that could be perceived as negative events. Put yourself in a positive light at all times. Think about work at the workplace. Stay away from pools and things like that. Keep your social media clean. Keep your LinkedIn appropriate. And make sure that you understand and always think about these things, because you never know when people could complain or these things could come back to haunt you. Okay? I know there are other items that I haven't really talked about here, but I think you understand the message. So, career no-nos are in your control. Don't let them happen to you, because if you get into a bad situation where HR's involved or there's been a complaint or something like that, that's a very bad situation for you, because it's very hard to come back from it. Obviously, some people do, but sometimes when you get that stigma, it's very hard. So don't let yourself get in those situations. Be involved with the good things, but remember, you're there to work and do your primary job. Not everyone else's, not anything else, just your primary job. That's why they pay you. Okay? My name is Anthony Hines. If you want to email me, you can email me at ahines00001@gmail.com. That's ahines00001@gmail.com. Please send me feedback and let me know what you think of these podcasts. Again, you can find these podcasts under the title of Anthony Hines Job Search and Career Help Now. That's what the series is called. There's a bunch of them out there. So be a patron and get access to them. Because over the next few months, there's going to be a ton of them out there. Some of them tied to PowerPoints, some of them on their own. Believe me, people, I have over 40 years experience in the workplace. You want to hear my opinions based on my experience. Remember, people that make their own mistakes is one thing. Smart people learn from their mistakes, as they say. Smarter people learn from other people's mistakes. So, remember that. Also, come join my LinkedIn group. It's called the Anthony Hines Job Seeker Survival Group. Lots of professionals, some in transition, some working, as well as a bunch of recruiters looking to find people for their open positions. This group works to help itself, people. Tons of new discussions every day, new articles all the time. This group is fresh, and it stays fresh. Over 25, nearly 2,600 people, as I say this, with more going every day, more coming every day. I ask you, please come and join the group. As I say, people, I have two goals. One, making people understand, or helping people to understand, that their career is their responsibility and no one else's. And also, the second aspect is, please help me to end unemployment one person at a time. Till next time, think about what I'm telling you today. Think about where you can work on the items we discussed today. And let's do it again next time. Again, have a great day. Bye now.